So the Galaxy Foamposite One created a legendary buzz during the 2012 All-Star Weekend, and 6 years later, Nike released a newer version of the Galaxy Foamposite known as the Big Bang, but the buzz was minimal comparison to that. So let's go ahead and discuss some of that in this video, as well as a detailed comparison and review of the Big Bang Foamposite. What is going on, guys? Hess here, CollectiveKicks.com, and if you guys want to shop some sneaker deals this week, check out what I tweeted in the link in the description. All right, so without waiting any further, let's go ahead and start off with a comparison between the Galaxy Foamposite and the Big Bang Foamposite. First things first, we'll take a look at the tags. This is the remove before flight tag on the Galaxy Foamposite. You can see the Nike logo down here, and the Big Bang one is pretty much the exact same dimensions. It looks a little bit lighter, in my eyes at least, and it's stiffer material than this one is. There is a look at the backs. So looking at a side-by-side of the prints, you could see that the Big Bang one definitely has a lot more lighter blue. So you can see it has some pink in the front and some orange and a little bit of green on this pair. And it's really just a unique sort of looking shoe. It's really crazy, the combinations that they threw down with this nebulous sort of feel to these. Meanwhile, the Galaxy Foamposite is mostly just a purple backdrop and just more of a darker finish in general. And then this Galaxy Foam, you could see has, I apologize for the light reflections, but you could see that it's just more like straight up purples around the inside of the shoe. And they're a little bit more bluish on the inside, as you could see on my pair, at least right here. The toe box section doesn't have as much going on the Galaxy pair as the Big Bang pair. So the upper materials are pretty much exactly the same on both pairs. Nubuck sort of vibes on it, a little bit of a kind of dark grayish swoosh on both pairs. And you have that dark gray racing stripe down the middle, and then dark gray on the pull tabs. You also have the 1C on the tongue. Same black netting on the inside also. 1C looks pretty close to the same, as well as the materials used on the back collar. This is where they changed up things completely. They decided to go away with the glow soles, which I think was a big mistake. Personally, I was a huge fan of the glow-in-the-dark soles. It made it kind of stand out, obviously, because of the whole glowing in outer space and everything, but they decided to go with a black smoked out sole instead. Not really sure why. I think that, again, was a big mistake. And the carbon fiber was the same on both pairs. So the fit of these are true to size, or you can go up a half of a size. Foamposites were actually designed to break in and mold to your feet, so people that think that they're uncomfortable and they're too snug just need a chance to really break them in, or you can just go up a half a size and not have to worry about breaking them in. And if you guys are interested in buying a pair, I'll put some links in the description area to places like Stadium Goods, and you can find either one of these pairs, but the prices are going to cost you at least $500 to $1,500 depending on which one. So the Galaxy Foamposite One really released at a pivotal time, and it sort of changed the landscape of sneaker releases because of the mass hysteria over the sneakers in Orlando. This is actually the very first pair of Foamposites that had a printed upper. It was something that we've never seen before. And the Galaxy Foamposites released All-Star Weekend 2012, and they were extremely limited, which is why they caused all the hysteria and they shut down malls and cops had to get involved. It was just really not a very good look to the sneaker community, and it really shed light to the whole sneaker subculture in the mainstream media all over the news. I've done some detailed videos about Foamposites and everything that you need to know about them, and my favorite ones. I'll link those in the description. But getting to the subject that I mentioned in the beginning of this video, why was the hype of these not that much? And I know some of you guys are saying, well, but the resale is still like $500 or $600. What do you mean they're not that much? A comparison to the $1,500 and $2,000 that the Galaxy Foams were, people were selling these up to $70,000 when they originally released. And one person even was trying to trade his car to get a pair of Galaxy Foamposites. That's what I mean by the mass hysteria of this. And this was definitely silent comparison to these. And there's a couple reasons why I think that is. So number one is obviously Foamposites don't have the same buzz that they did before. A couple years ago, every single colorway that released of the Foamposites would sell out instantly. And we're not seeing that happen anymore. We're seeing basically Foamposites sit in almost every single colorway. Part of the reason is because of the price point, part of the reason is because they come up with too many colorways, and we're just saturated in the market in general. But for whatever reason, the lust for the Foamposites have died down significantly. That being said, another reason is that people just didn't really like this print. They didn't think it looked like Galaxy, and it was too pinkish and too baby bluish and too purple, and they just didn't like the overall color combination of the shoe. Another thing that was really confusing is the overall release about these were really unclear. How, when, and where they dropped was really not easy to determine. And also, did Nike even ever release their pairs? I'm wondering if there's more pairs that just haven't had an official release. And if you guys already know about that, leave a comment in the comment section. I really have no idea what is going on. I got my pair from All-Star Weekend from Foot Locker online because they released I think during the All-Star game or something, and I just happened to see a post on Twitter that said that these were available. And so I went there immediately, checked out, and I lucked out and got a pair. I refreshed and they were completely sold out. But that adds to the confusion of this release online from Foot Locker because it released after like 6 or 7 p.m. PST and not at 7 a.m., which is usually the time that sneakers end up releasing. So I think that they really try to combat the fact that they didn't want a lot of hype maybe on the shoe, or they just wanted to be able to randomly release the shoes so it didn't cause mass hysteria or anything like that. Another factor is I think that these just got lost in all of the All-Star Weekend releases. There were so many crazy releases that dropped, so some people probably lost track of this pair even releasing, and the other people just might have been tapped out because their pockets were empty. Lastly, I just wanted to mention that I think that the theme behind this just really got lost in translation. There was not really a connection to LA and like the Big Bang and why they decided to do with Galaxy Part 2. There was no story behind it, at least that I was told. I think it's because of all the hype dying down maybe that they're like, let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and release a second version of the Galaxy Foams. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think about this pair of sneakers and the overall hype? Again, because of the limited quantities that they released of these, I would have expected these to go for like close to 1,000, to be 100% honest. And I'm just really glad that they weren't like that because I didn't want to have to pay resale or anything. And I really do actually like the overall pattern and just a little look. And you guys already know I'm a huge foam head, so I like the fact that we have another Galaxy-inspired shoe because this one is one of the most iconic ones of all time. And shout out to the homie that gifted me this pair still. Every time I show these, I have to plug him just because he knows what he did, and I really, really appreciate the guy. But personally, I'm just a huge fan of foams, and I really like this overall print. I think it's just crazy enough for me that I am definitely one of those people that I'm stoked to have gotten these for retail because I would have paid resale if I had to get this pair. Because I really just wanted to get these in my hands. So I personally love this shoe, and if Nike ends up releasing them again, I'm totally okay with it, and I'm glad I got them for retail. But I don't care if they saturate the market in this colorway because personally I just really, really like it, and I'm happy that I got mine. Did you guys luck out and get a pair, or did you guys buy them and just sell them, try to make a quick buck off of them? Or are you guys on the market for a pair? Just leave some comments in the comment section. If you guys are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. And if you guys want to click the thumbs up button, you guys can do that too. That's actually free too. Anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. On the screen right now, you can see some other videos on my channel, and we'll catch you guys for some more sneaker videos very soon. Peace, guys.